once and for all. Right. Thank you so much for joining us today. This is a beautiful day that the Lord has made. We will continue to rejoice and be glad in it. We thank you for joining us today. We thank you for the grace of God that is upon us. We thank you for the strength that we gain. And we also thank you for the willingness and the power of God that is upon us. And we thank God for the understanding of what leaders is all about. And I do not take anything for granted. Thank God Almighty for the opportunity given to me. And I pray that we all gain knowledge and get better understanding and increase your knowledge, upgrade yourself. We want to say thank you for that opportunity. Thank you, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, now we are going into it. I want to seize this opportunity to express my gratitude to the founder of Prestige Cronza Consulting Firm PCCF in the name of Dr. Lonson Tom. And this program of leadership and management training is in collaborating with Y.Y.C.I International. And I think that is why I've been given an opportunity to share my thoughts on this occasion. And I want to also remind you that we have two sections. There's one that we're doing now, which is going to be in the morning, but it's going to change for weekend, which is going to be in the evening for Saturday and Sunday. And we also have another section this evening on WhatsApp. So if you are new to this program, because we started since Monday, so if you are just joining us for the first time, please acquire to join the WhatsApp so that you can gain more knowledge in depth on management, leadership and management on the platform. So we need to move on now. And I just want to express my gratitude to thank you. I want to express my gratitude to Dr. Lonson Tom, the founder of Prestige Cronza Consulting Firm PCCF, and the organizers of this 10 days online diploma in leadership and management training. May I also invite, it says thank you to all our participants, our audience, both this Facebook and also here in this platform of Zoom. I want to say thank you for your willingness to want to learn. Thank you for your sacrifice of your time. And thank you for the investment you have placed on the data and the internet for you to be able to join us today. Thank you so much. And I hope that you will gain as much as you want to gain from this today. And also, I'm expecting more questions. Why are we expecting questions? It's because you need to clarify what you've learned and gain better understanding. And that is very important, because if you don't gain understanding of what you've learned, it's like a waste of time. It is what you've understood that you apply to your life. So that is why I'm expecting more questions today after my sections. May I humbly also say, please mute yourself, because I do understand some of you might be in the meeting, some of you might be in your working place or your class, but please mute yourself. I do appreciate your time. So I would like you to know that we've already posted the first assessment of this diploma program. If you haven't submitted yours, please do so. Submit your assessment. It's very, very important so that we can know how much and how far you have gained, and also we can guarantee that when you go out there in the world, you'll be able to apply what you've learned. So thank you so much for joining us today. I also want to express my gratitude to all our Facebook viewers. our participants, our leaders, thank you so much for joining us today. It's going to be a great day. Be patient with us and keep learning, because learning is lifelong and your knowledge is not wasted. It will be guarantee for you for the future and for the development of your leadership. Okay.
Dr. Elizabeth Lucas is a dynamic and motivation speaker. She is based in the United Kingdom. She is the founder and director of Y.Y.C.I International. She has been invited to several international conferences to speak and lecture. She is an intelligent teacher, author, and she is a mentor to the younger generation. Please subscribe to YYCI TV on YouTube to watch her amazing videos. You will be glad you did.
This is just to let you know that there's nothing too difficult for you to do.
If we can change, then everything around us will change.
Without wisdom, you can't really create wealth. We're in the world of creativity. So let me encourage every one of you, if you haven't joined us or you don't know much about Yes You Can International, please subscribe to YYCI.tv and you can see all our previous events and also my own inspirational nuggets of wisdom and also other materials. So please feel free to join, to subscribe to YYCI TV and keep learning every day. Okay, these are my information. I don't need to say anything much about myself. You've already heard. And I'm a mentor, a global youth mentor, global advisor to many organizations, inspirational and transformational speaker and trainer, and also award-winning author of a book called Yes You Can, and also many, many books. So we also do a lot of mentoring, empowering, transforming lives, relationship, and leadership and entrepreneurship. So these are the books, and they are all available at www.amazon.com or www.amazon.co.uk. Yes, You Can International by elizabeth.com and elizabethcreations.co.uk. So you can also email us on yyci.academic@gmail.com or elizabeth.lucas49@gmail.com. So you can get all our books and keep reading, keep improving yourself. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact us and also contact the host of this leadership and management program, which is the name of Dr. Lonston Thompson, and you will never be the same again. So these are we also have a lot of master classes going on. One of them is co-author, being an international co-author. So please, if you want to know more about it, get in touch with us. Thank you. And these are the books that more than 100 leaders all over the world, from the top to the end, from the top to the beginning, from the old to the young ones, they've collaborated and they've written a wonderful book last year on relationship matters. This year, we are going to extend more by writing on relationship, entrepreneurship, and also leadership. So if you are interested in joining this project, please feel free to contact us. Okay, and this is the advanced level of authorship masterclass, where you can also be the author of your own books, your own stories, and your own articles, your poems, or anything you want to become. If you want to become a award-winning author like myself, so feel free to contact us and we'll be able to guide you. Okay, so, and today, so these are some of the acknowledgements, and I want to appreciate that. We keep working despite those ones. And we've been talking about leadership and management. Sorry about that one. And we have the models that we are following. And these are the important informations that you need to store in your mindset. You want to be an effective leader. So today we are going to talk a very important topic, leadership style. I know that when we started on Monday, one of you or two of you asked about what kind of leadership, or you were worried about how your leaders have been leading you or how they've been managing the team. So this is now the time to answer those questions. Assessment of your own leadership style. So while I'm talking, I want you to critically be thinking about, okay, maybe this is the style I'm using. Maybe I need to integrate it with another style, or maybe I need to change it all over again. All those ones, you need to sit down and think and listen think critically and listen. And I believe that by the time we finish the section today, you will be able to decide what kind of leadership style you want to use. But before I move on, I keep saying this, that there are 4 elements of the truth in life: ignorance, lack of understanding, lack of vision, unknown of our identity of who we are and our purpose. When we lost all this, when all these things are missing in our lives, you can now know the reason why we are confused, or we are stuck on the crossroad, or we don't know what to do next, or we are being abused, or we are being taken for granted, or we don't know with our left and right, or we don't even know how or who we are, we don't know how we need to relate with others. So these are the things that you need to know. Ignorance, or some of us are ignorant. Lack of understanding. We listen to so many things, but do we get the better understanding of what? Because if you get the better understanding, then you will be able to comprehend it and also apply it to your life. Then lack of vision. The Bible says that the man perished because of the lack of wisdom. So a lack of vision. So you need to have a vision. If the leader doesn't have a vision, how are you leading the people? Where are you leading them to? So you need to have a vision. And then knowing who you are is very important. In fact, that is the foundation. That is the beginning. Because if you don't know who you are and you don't know your purpose, that's the time you just want to do what other people are doing, copying them, competing, and also comparing yourself. But if you know who you are, then you will work towards it and develop yourself, get yourself better, learn many skills that you need for your development, and then you will be an effective leader. Everything in life requires hard work, dedication, commitment, sacrifice, investment. Like you are investing your time to this time, you are sacrificing yourself, you are investing your money to buy the data so that you can join this global online course. And then honesty and integrity and gratitude is very, very important. So become a life learner. And that is why we are here today. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your willingness to learn. And I want to assure you that by the time you finish this program next week, your leadership will be on the next level and you will perform well in the society. Curiosity will keep you thirsty for more, and no matter your level of education, you should never stop learning. Keep learning. I'm learning every day, and I know that by the time I reach 100, I will still be learning. So Angie Simama said, and I quote, "A thirst for knowledge is something that can never be quenched and should be a lifelong quest." So when you keep learning from your own mistakes, learning from why you failed that thing, and then you extend your learning to other places, you learn from others, you learn from their mistakes, you learn from their victory, you learn from their stories, and that is how you can become an effective leader. So discover what you are capable of doing. And that is why we always teach people on personal development. Know who you are, know your capacity, your ability, and then know your strength and your weakness. And that is the way you'll be able to focus on how you can develop yourself. You will be focused on the skills you need to move forward, the skills you need to enhance who you are and what you can do and your ability. So we say that, so discover what you are capable of and keep yourself in a growth mindset. Only the growth mindset will help you, because when you are growing your mindset and upgrade your knowledge and the right information, then you will be a better person in the society and keep learning. All our dreams, I know every one of us, we have a dream. If you are not dreaming, you need to start dreaming. And if you are dreaming and your dream doesn't scare you, you need to dream again. But what Disney said, all our dreams can come through if we have the courage to pursue them. And I believe that we are all, including myself, we are pursuing it. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. Without renewed mindset, there will be no transformation. So if you don't prepare your mind, and if you don't renew it, and willingness to grow your mindset with the right information and keep learning, there will be no change, and there will be no betterness, and there will be no transformation. So the state of mind of every individual, personalities, governments, influencers, philanthropists is needed to change our belief system. Our belief system dictates how we operate, perform, behave, relate, become, lead, and manage others. It's our belief system. How we perceive others and how we treat them, how we treat ourselves, and how we add value to others, all depends on your mindset, and all depends on the belief system that you hold for yourself. How we manage the resources available to us as a leader, as a manager, is also very important. And how we manage our emotions, our faith with God, our time, and our self-want. Leadership formula. Like I said, I'm not going to really spend much time on all these things because these are the things we've done. So I'm just recapping, like summarize what we've learned already. E plus R equals O. Event can be anything. You can find yourself in a challenges that need solve. Firstly, let me say this. Leaders are to solve problems. And that is where this event comes. You are to solve the problems. You are to see the obstacles and see how we can turn it around and become valuable and opportunity to comes out of it. So how you now respond to that event, that problem, that challenges is what make you overcome. And that is the end result. So that's why I said E plus R equals O. That means the event, how you respond, equals how you overcome. Okay, so you are all welcome to 10 days leadership and management training. So let's open the floor. Learn your leadership management style to become a better leader. That is why we are all here today. Whether you manage a big or small team, your leadership style heavily impacts how your direct reports see you and how your team works together to achieve your past company or organization's goals. There are many different styles of leadership, so choosing one that works for you can make you a more effective leader. And that is why it is very important, this diploma. If you want to be a leader that makes a difference, you will need to keep growing and embrace change. Are you ready to get started? I want answer. Respond. Are you all ready? Please respond to me. Are you ready to learn? Are you ready to get better? Are you ready to grow and embrace change? Are you all ready?
Yes, Mom.
Yes, you are ready.
Yes,
I,
Mom.
I want everybody, you can also use your thumb up on other things, because I want to really wake you up, because leadership is very important. And that's why we're teaching on it. Okay. Why is it important to know your leadership style? A leadership style refers to a leader's method and behavior when directing, motivating, and managing others. A person's leader style also determines how they strategize and implement plans, while accounting for the expectations of the stakeholders and even the organization that employed them and the well-being of their team. Knowing your leadership style helps you provide adequate guidance and feedback to employees, and better understanding your thoughts, how you make decisions, and strategies you can consider implementing when making business decisions. It can also help you understand how you direct reports, see you, and why they may give you specific feedbacks. For example, if an employee feel shivering at work and don't have many opportunities to speak their mind, that means they are not free, they are afraid. They may be telling you that you are an autocratic leader who can benefit from changing their style. So that means you are not giving them room for them to express themselves. Knowing your leadership style may help you improve with limited feedback. Each leadership style has its pitfalls, allowing you to proactively address areas of improvement. So this is critical because some employees might hesitate to speak up, even in an anonymous survey. Because every one of us are human. We are human beings. So we need to make sure that we know what we are doing. Yes, some particular tasks might require autocratic leadership style, because maybe at a short term, you need to get that thing, you need to get that goals achieved. That task needs to be done. The job needs to be done well. So maybe that is the time that the leader have to put on the cap of autocratic leadership. But then we have different ways to integrate one style or the other, so that your members of your team can get better understanding why you have to lead them in this kind of style. I want to give honor to James Shaw, who I'm going to be using some of his products today. And I want to say thank you, sir, because sometimes you don't know it all. You also need to extend to borrow other people's knowledge to share with you. Because if I come here to tell you I know it all, I'll be deceiving you and lying to you. But as we are extending ourselves to other people, borrowing their knowledge, borrowing their wisdom, borrowing their experience, we are also getting a better understanding ourselves and get better. So, what is the most important skills and traits in a good leader? Ability to communicate, resilience, creativity, humility, flexibility, optimism, and self-awareness. Let me also add this to it: approachable. Because if you are not approachable, then you are saying to the members of the team that you know it all and you don't care. But when you are, like me now, I'm a youth mentor. If I'm not approachable and I want to empower the youth, and I want the youth to empower themselves and become independent and become effective leader, and I'm not approachable, how do I expect them to reach out to me, or how do you expect me to reach out to them? I have to give time to them, because they are majority. Thank God for those that are on this platform now, but there are millions of youth and children out on the street, helpless, homeless. And unfortunately, they're looking for somebody to love them. They're looking for somebody to guide them. They're looking for somebody to mentor them. And unfortunately, they might fall into the hands of the abusers, those that want to use them for their own benefit. They will fall into the hands of manipulators, penetrators. And that is why we need to be approachable if our programs, if youths are part of our programs, and the children, that's the only way. We need to make sure we give them the right skills, the right comfortable words. We also need to let them know that there is still life, there is still hope, and they shouldn't give up. In this Western world, in UK and America, if I tell you that the figures of youth committing suicide every day, it's shocking. Just because they are giving up, just because they think there is no more hope. But if we start helping them now and being there for them, being approachable, then they will listen and they will also express themselves. So that is why I think approachable also needs to be on this list. Leadership style. Let me quickly go through to that with you. Democratic leadership, autocratic leadership, laissez-faire leadership, strategic leadership, transformational leadership, transactional leadership, coaching leadership, bureaucratic leadership, visionary leadership, pace-setting leadership, situational leadership. So I might not be able to cover all this leadership style today, but I'll give you an assignment. Don't just depend on my teaching today alone. Research and study more about all this leadership. That is where you can fit in. That is where you can know your position. That is where you can know how you are operating as a leader. And also, let me quickly say this, because I might not finish all my slides on this program because of time. Let me also say this, that it is so possible to integrate 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 leadership style together. That's what we call adaptable. You know, you can adapt to any situation if you can have some of these styles. Like the way we will lead a certain group might be different from the way we lead the nation. The way we manage our group, our employee, might be different from the way we manage a club. So that is why we need to know this leadership style properly. Democratic leadership, this is just a summary. I love this. That is why I put it into it, and I want to appreciate the editor of this particular slide. Democratic leadership decision based on input. Strategic leadership decision based on strategies and goals. Coaching leadership leaders nurtures individuals. Autocratic leadership decision from a single source. Transformational leadership pushing to think and work in new ways. They push and think and work in a new ways. Bureaucratic leadership decision comes from company policy. They have to abide by the policy being laid down. Persistent leadership leaders set ambitious goals. Situational leadership decision and leader style varies by situation. So that means they lead by the present situation they found themselves. They respond to the event that is happening right now. So I can say situational leadership are for the present, because things can change tomorrow. Visionary leadership energize focus on the future. They see vision. They work towards vision. They set goals and objectives to achieve what they have visualized. Transaction leadership employees get rewarded for work. You will know about it as we go on. And laissez-faire leadership decision comes from individual employees. Laissez-faire leadership. So let's move on. So let's start with democratic leadership, which is also called participative or facilitative leadership. This leader makes decisions based on each team member's input. Although a leader makes the final call, each employee has an equal say in a project direction. So that means it's not about one person. Yes, he will be the lead, but he will give room for members of the team to contribute to how we can achieve that goals. Democratic leaders often have the following characteristics: inclusive, collaborative, effective communicators, empowering, supportive and empathetic, trust building, and emotionally intelligent. So that is democratic leadership. Probably that is where majority of our government are embracing this kind of democratic. That's what they call democracy. So probably that is why. But the question is, are they abiding by these characteristics? I can't change anybody, but I can change myself. So if I find myself as the democratic leader, these are the characteristics that I will emulate. A democratic leader might give the team a few decision-related options in a company board meeting. They could then open a discussion about each option. After a discussion, this leader might consider the board's thought and feedback, or they might open this decision up to a vote. The democratic leadership style is one of the most effective because it encourages everyone around them in the team to participate in the process. It makes the members of the team feel belonging. It empowers them. It motivates them. It inspires them to contribute so that no one is lost, so that no ideas is being ignored. So team members feeling like they have space to participate can also increase employees' empowerment, motivation, and participation. But there will always be a challenge. There will always be the pros and cons and the advantages and disadvantages. Let's look at this. Reaching a consensus can take considerable time. It can take some time to be able to wait for others, resources as well. And it can also, even with the communication with a democratic style, it can also impact decision making because some team members may not have the right expertise to make critical decisions, and they might just be making noise. So that is why sometimes you might be talking, but your speech or your ideas might be out of the track. It might be a good idea because everybody has good ideas. But then is it suitable or fits in the process or the goals you want to achieve or the tasks you want to get done? So that is the brain. So in the times of thinking and allowing others to talk, it might consume time. That's what they're saying here. So autocratic leadership, also called authoritarian, coercive, or commanding leadership. Autocratic leadership is the inverse of democratic leadership. So it's like an opposite of democracy. So their own is, I am the leader. Listen to me. Do what I ask you to do. So everybody else has no say. But it's dangerous sometimes. It could be good in a way that you are focusing. Let's see. Autocratic leader is typically characterized by centralized decision-making, direct and top-down communication, minimal delegation, limited autonomy for team members, emphasis on hierarchy and status. I am the boss, so you have to listen to me. My opinion is the right word. And resistance to feedback and or criticism because they think they know it all. Because they think their ideas is the only way. It could be the only way at that time, but that doesn't mean that the member of the team don't have a say. You might also be focusing on the time consuming, which is right. If it is a short term, it will work. Please mute yourself, whoever it is. Please. It's very important we do this, please. We are wasting time here. So the style is most useful when a business needs to control specific situation. It's a short-term style that you can use, the short-term leadership style, not as a stand-alone leadership style. For instance, it can be effective in emergency that you have to quickly make that decision and you have to carry out and make that work done as soon as possible. So that can work in that way, but not for long term. So why is this leadership style works for business? Autocratic leaders carry out strategic and directive with absolute focus. So when a situation calls for it, an authoritative leader can take a quick, best fit decision for that moment for the company without needing to get additional input. So time is not waste, but only for the short time because you want to make sure that you meet the deadline for that particular thing. But some of us, as a member of the team, might not understand why the person is leading or using that style to lead us. So that's why I'm explaining it to you now, that it's for a moment, it's for that situation, probably responding to the emergency that needs to be taken at that time. Let's say, for example, the doctor's making decision on emergency coming in. I works in the hospital. And for example, one patient is waiting for operation. And then at that time, another emergency that is between life and death just rushed in and need operation. So it is down to that doctor to make decision and take up the emergency one. So in that way, he has exercised autocratic leadership style. But there is also challenge on that. Most organizations can't sustain such a hegemonic culture without losing employees. Yes, it's so easy to demoralize people, to demotivate someone. So they might feel themselves not being welcomed. An example of authoritative leadership gone by could be when a manager changes the hours of work shift for employee without consulting anyone. They make decisions based on their own thing. They don't consider others' welfare. They don't consider others' feelings. They just change the time, they change the policy, and that is what they do using. And other challenges can be intimidation, micromanagement, and others. Let's move on. Another one is also laissez-faire leadership, also called delegative or hand-off leadership. That's the leadership that every other things they want to do in the group, they delegate it to others to do. Probably they will now put themselves in a position of supervising and making the final say. So if you remember your high school French, you actually accurately assume that laissez-faire leadership is the least intrusive form of leadership. Let them do it. You are a leader, but you are delegating everything for others to do. Leaders who embrace it give nearly all authority to their employees and don't often interject unless the situation calls for it. Probably they sit down in the office and they allow others to just go to the field and do it. So limited guidance and directions and feedback. Minimal interfering and control. Yes, because he's given them the power to do whatever they like. And I think this is also common in our government, where we employ them, where we appoint them to do some things, and we never go back to check them out. We never go back to see how they're doing and also no even feedbacks, because we just leave them to continue doing. And that is where it is very, very dangerous, because they might lead us and they might lead us outside or fall into the track outside what you want to achieve for the nation, outside what you want to achieve for the company, organization. Because you as a leader are supposed to know better than every one of them. And so even if you're going to delegate work for them, still make sure that they are being monitored and they are giving you feedback. So you empower them, you trust them. Yes, it's good, but then you need to be careful. This type of leaders often create more relaxed company culture because you depend on them. So they might carry the work, they might do the work, they might meet the goals, or they just relax. No time scales, no monitor, no feedback. And guess what? The time runs quick. Probably towards the end of the term, they're now thinking of, oh, let's do this thing quickly. The time is running, but it might be too late, because there's a time limit for everything. So if you don't do it exactly the way you're supposed to do and use the time scale, you might end up not performing well. You might end up not producing it properly. You might end up not giving the service that the people need. Let me not go far for that. So in a young startup, for example, you might see this kind of relationship founder who makes no major office policy around work hours or deadline. I haven't worked in that kind of organization yet, but I don't wish to. So they might put complete trust in their employees while they focus on the overall working of running the company. Because of this high level of trust, employees working for this kind of leader feel valued. They get the information they need and use these resources and experience to meet their goals. But then they can do better. So let's see their challenge there. Although this kind of leadership can empower employees by trusting them to work, however, there are downsides. there are some downsides, disadvantages of it. It can limit the team development and pose a challenge for new or inexperienced employee who would benefit from guidance as they get ramped up. Roles and responsibility can also become unclear because you don't have time to direct them, to guide them. So it can be unclear and they will just be working without clear instructions or directions. This style can lead to overlooking critical companies' growth and learning opportunities. So keep this leadership style in check is important, not only in organization, even in the nation, in our government. So that's another leadership style. Then another one is strategic leadership. Strategic leaders sit between a company's primary operation and its growth opportunity. So they look at how are we doing? How are we operating? What style are we using? What strategic are we following? What goals and objectives are we taking up? This form of leadership requires vision, competitive awareness, and adaptability. Oh, yes. So if you are going to be a strategic leader, you need to have a vision. And then you have to be aware that whatever vision you have, whatever things you are operating, somebody somewhere is also doing it. And there is competitive out there. So you better make sure that you get the right information and you do the right thing towards your goals. And also, sometimes things changes. Probably the way you are operating before might be different from now. Things and changes. So you will be willing and be ready to adapt to change. These leaders accept the burden of executive interest, but also ensure that working conditions are stable for everyone else. So they make the decision, they set the strategy goals, and at the same time, if anything happens, they will be the one to calm the employees or the team members down and say, yes, it's a situation, but we can overcome it. Let's just see the way we can change it around. Strategic leaders aim to guide their organization towards its long-term goals. By utilizing this leadership style, you can create a forward-thinking, adaptable organization that can strive in today's dynamic business landscape. Why is this leadership style works? It's because their support is they are taking accountability of any decision making, productivity, collaboration, and also transparency. Because sometimes we come when we need to launch out. Sometimes you will need to outsource part of your services and operation. Sometimes you might need to collaborate with other organizations, so that probably when you work together, you can move far. And we have to be transparent as well. So why is this leadership style good for the team? This is a desirable leadership style in many companies because strategic thinking supports many types of employee at once. Strategic thinking supports many employees at once, and it's a desirable style for many companies. Strategically, I'll tell you something. Every directors out there, director of NHS, director of banks, directors of big companies, their directors are strategic leadership, because they are the one that will go out there to research and bring new ideas, new innovation to the company. So, but then we have challenges on that. Leaders who work strategically might take on too much and risk thinking too far into the future of possibility while missing critical present day's issue. Oh yes, because they see ahead. So they might, and sometimes maybe the ideas they are bringing is not really necessary at the moment, or the employees are not ready for it. So they have to find a way to break it down, make it understandable, and also see where we can simplify it and simplifies it. So that's another way. It's important to learn how to delegate with this leadership style and share the weight of decision making. That's why we need to sit on the table and discuss. Compromise. It can make you to compromise even your communication skill, how you are delivering it, how you are expressing the goals and the ideas that you are bringing on the table. Then consistent outreach are also essential, because you need to keep learning. You need to keep researching. Then the next one, transformational leadership. Transformational leaders gain the trust and confidence of their teams, encourage team members, and lead employees towards meeting company goals. Transformational leaders also improves upon the company's convention and motivate employees to grow and further develop their skills. Ultimately, the goals of a transformational leader is to create a lasting positive impact, uplift their team members, uplift the people that are around them, those that are in their company, the employees and their co-workers, their partners, their collaborators, their team, to achieve their full potentials and drive success for the organization. So they inspire people, they motivate the members that yes, it is hard, yes, it is difficult, but we can do it together. I've said this earlier before, or maybe, mindset for transformational leader. You have to be mindful, be motivated, somebody that will motivate people, monitor, mentor, inspire, impart, influence, and gain more information, share more information, right information, bring new ideas, new skills, new beginnings, start all over again. If they are going the wrong direction, then determine to lead the group, to lead the team, no matter the obstacles, no matter the difficulty. And then sponsor or support and share and suggest and save lives, save the company, empower, educate. That's where we get all this training. Keep educating them, enlighten them. Empathy, show empathy and encourage, then transform. Because if you are a transformational leader, then you need to transform others. Help them to be transformed. Help the organization to be transformed. The system, let it be transformed. Not go on the same way they normally do it. You can change the system. And that is where growth mindset is very important. You just don't base on the system that has been there for many years. You have the power to change it. You have the power to transform it. You have the power to rewrite it. The policy in the organization, the policy in schools, even in the government, the constitutions, the laws, it can be changed. So transformational leaders can inspire their team to think in new ways, critical thinking. This can help companies update business process to improve productivity and profitability. It can also help with employee satisfaction, morale, and motivation. This is highly encouraging form of leadership where employees are supported and encouraged to see what they are capable of. And that makes YYCI transformational leaders. When starting a job with a type of leader, all employees might get a list of goals to reach and deadline for reaching them. The goals might begin quite simple, but an employee grows and meets their goals. It's not about expertise. It's about growing and learning, doing the job and learning together. The goals might begin quite simple, but the employee will be growing. And that is why you will know the kind of employee and the kind of person to work in your team. Don't just look for only the experts, because sometimes the expertise, sometimes they lose the track sometimes because they think they know it all. But then if somebody is willing to learn and you bring the person to the table and the person is learning stage by stage, it could even be much more better in the long run than the expertise. So the goals might begin with quite simple. Leaders will give them more tasks and challenges to conquer as they grow with the company. And the same thing happens to any leader, any transformational leader anywhere, in organizations, in schools, in government. But it has its own challenge. Transformational leader can lose sight of everyone's individual learning curve in place of the company's goals. Oh yes, you might lose the track. You might miss or even break the focus. So employee burnout can also become an issue, because if you are supporting one person and saying, go for it, do this, you can be overwhelmed. So it's important to work with your team to update benchmark. Then the next one is transactional leadership. I will just quickly read that, but I'm just going to go through it because the time is going. Like I said, 1 hour is not enough for all this. Transactional leaders is based on reward and punishment to motivate and direct the behavior. This is common in every organization, anywhere. They know how to praise you, but then if you messed up, they check you out. You know, these managers set specific rules and standards, and they closely monitor their employees' performance. Let me go to the politics now. Let's leave that one to one side. They tell employees they can expect rewards if a goal is met. However, they may require more one-to-ones or check-ins if people aren't meeting the goals. This leadership, transactional leadership style, is concerned with maintaining the status quo and ensuring that determined goals and standards are met. So that's another way. You can give them reward, you can award them, you can do all that, but at the same time, you are monitoring them closely, how they are performing. It's also assumed that teams need structure and monitoring to meet business goals, that they are reward motivated. So when bear in mind, as they are praising you today, to say, yes, well done, you are doing great, we reward you, you did it. At the same time, they are monitoring you. You might do one mistake, and you can be checked out of the organization. That's where they put in place all the disciplinary actions taken, all those ones. Yes, these are the transactional leaders. Some of them are leaders, some of them, they call them managers in companies or organizations. That's what they do. They can have upon meetings, bringing you in, interrogating you, investigating, and do everything. This is the people. This is the style. And I believe, yes, we need it sometimes. Remember, I said something right from the beginning, that you cannot just take only one style. It will be boring for you. But then you can integrate as many styles, as long as you understand what to stand for. You can integrate them and also be an effective leader. What is the potential challenge of that? The style is more about using rewards to motivate and less about building relationship with employee, coaching and developing the team morale. So it's about that. But then it could have its own pros and cons, its own disadvantage, because the employee will be thinking of only doing the job for the reward. And that can single-handed somebody not working as a team anymore because of what they want to get. And sometimes you reward the wrong person, or sometimes they can play favoritism. So that's the downside of it. Coaching leadership, also called conscious leadership. A coaching leader focuses on identifying and nurturing the individual strength of each member of the team and developing strategy that will enable team to work better together. This style is similar to strategic and democratic leadership, but it emphasizes individual employee success. It's about one person at a time. It's about my strength, my weakness, because my strength might be different. My strength can be a weakness for others, can be a weakness of others. So they will treat individual. They will lead people according to their strength and their weakness. They will set a goals for them. That's where you have the training planning, so that they will set it for you to go for some trainings to develop yourself as a director, as a manager, as any other job you are doing. So that is the kind of style they are using to make sure that you exhibit your full potentials and bring out the leaders in you. A manager with this leadership style might help employees improve on their strength, giving them new tasks to try, offering guidance, and meeting to discover constructive feedback. I think this style is good as well. They might also encourage one or more team members to expand on their strength by learning new skills from other team members. Coaching leaders focus on building trust and establishing strong relationships with their team members. Okay, let me just quickly say this. Coaching leaders actively support skills development, independent problem solving. They meet ambitious business goals by creating a strong company culture and add to the business long-term vision as valuable mentors, often even after leaving a company. That is where that long-term relationship is, that is the long-term. But it has its own challenges. It can take a long time to build that, to develop employee with a coaching style. And that may make you to want to not, but then it is good in a way, because when you add value to people, then they will add value to your company. So if you still look at it that way, that when you empower them to do it, and then they do the job. But then the part of it is that you empower them, finish, they feel, yes, they've improved themselves, they move on. That is the downside of it. You develop them, and then they think, oh my God, even with the salary you are giving me, it's not enough. I think I've gained a lot of skills now. So they move on to look for another job, the higher position. That's the downside of it. So they don't stay when they develop themselves, finish. Bureaucratic leadership follow the rules. Unlike autocratic leadership, they might listen and consider the input of employee, but they might reject input that doesn't align with company policy or pass. Some key features of bureaucratic leadership include centralized decision-making, strict adherence to rules and procedures, clear chain of command, and limited autonomy. What is the downside? Employee might not feel as control as autocratic leadership, but there can be a lack of freedom in how much people can do in their roles. So they can be limited. This approach can shut down innovation, and is not the right fit for some companies chasing ambitious goals and quick growth. So it might not really benefit many. Visionary leadership, also called affiliative leadership. Visionary leadership focuses on future and long-term goals. They aim to inspire and guide their team towards the achievement of a shared vision. And I think that is where this marketing behavior is all about. You know, when you go for this networking marketing scheme, this type of leader encourages collaboration, emotional intelligence, teamwork. They also foster a culture of innovation and change, encouraging individuals to embrace their new ideas and approaches. Visionary leaders can create a clear plan for employees to follow, clear plan for people to follow, people following them or being under them to follow. They are powerful and persuasive communicators, which helps them energize the team towards imparting business growth. So their focus is really future growth. And they can forecast potential roadblocks and outline action plans, giving employees increased confidence during uncertainty or challenges time. Yes, we are focusing on companies and business, but the same style, the same leadership style is what every leader out there implement. Why did this little style is good for the team? Teams can do more and enjoy their work more if they have a vision to work towards. And this type of leader offers vision statements, mission statements, goals, other tools to inspire and motivate the team to engage in the work. You know, they are the people that we tell them that this vision, yes, one person found vision, but this vision is for every one of us, this company, whatever we are achieving. And I think this company, this kind of leadership also can encourage the members. They can encourage the members to buy shares in the same company and be the part of the ownership as well. Visionary leaders can skip over day-to-day issues to focus on long-term ideas. They focus on the long-term ideas. But then we need to be careful of what is going on presently. So they miss out because all their aims is what is going to be the end result. What are we going to do in 10 years' time, 5 years' time? What about now? Because change comes every day. Another common challenge is hyper-focus on a single goals when they need to broaden their minds. which can impact consideration for other ideas that may be just and valuable to the business. So they are so single-hearted, focusing on that. Pace-setter leaders is also ambitious standard and expect employer to meet those goals in the exact manners they laid out. These leaders expect productivity and high quality output from the employee, and they may step into the ensure things are done correctly on the time. Some characteristics of these pace-setting leaders are high performance standard, leading by example, result-oriented, and preferable for speed and efficiency. So that's why they have to use that kind of style. This type of leader set ambitious goals with a clear and focused effort. So employees or people working under them or the members of their team knows exactly what is expected of them. For example, pace-setter sales leaders set and exceed ambitious quarterly sales standards. So probably this kind of style, they can use it in supermarkets, they can use it in other places, including restaurants. So that's why I'm saying that all this leadership style is being applied to our lives wherever we find ourselves. But what is the challenges for that? Can sometimes create a high stress workforce, high stress workplace environment if goals are unrealistic because they are over ambitious. And then because they are over ambitious, sometimes they can be too overwhelmed and demotivated as well. And this can impact engagement and lead to burnout. And that is why the high rate of sickness will come in. So when people struggle to meet goals and perform as expected, focusing on goals can also stifle creativity and diversity of thoughts. So even with that, we are focusing too much that you can't even bring in creativity, new ideas, new innovations, and even diversity of thoughts. So employees don't feel they can use their expertise, what they have learned, what they have gone to university to study. They are being idle. They are being limited when you use this kind of leadership style. Situational leadership. Situational leaders change their management style to meet the needs of a present situation or team. It suggests that effective leaders must adapt their leadership style to match the readiness and development level of their team members. This leadership style involves analysis, specific situation, assessing the competence and commitment of individuals, and adjusting the leadership approach accordingly concerning the present situation, the needs they need to meet at that time. It is proactive and recognizes that change is the only constant. So the kind of the situational leadership will work for everyone, every organization, every government, every individual, because this we call of adapting yourself, being ready to adapt to change, being ready to transform the situation once you've analyzed it, and then assess competence and commitment of the individuals that you are working with to meet that goal, to achieve that purpose at that short moment, because no condition is permanent. So the situation now can be just for that moment. It can roll out. So how do we deal with it? It's just like us individually as well. How do you face the challenge and deal with the challenge? How do we respond? Remember, I said it right from the beginning. How do you respond to the event? These are the kind of style that you can use. But it has its own challenges as well. Leaders need a high level of expertise in all business processing and functions to make decisions. And they must be able to provoke quickly, make decisions quickly. It's important to remember long-term goals and meet immediate needs. Not every leader can do this effectively, and that is why we need to keep training ourselves in this area. Because it is possible, we can adapt to it, we can apply this leadership style into our leadership. It can become confusing sometimes and stressful for team if a leader's approach changes too often. So you have to be mindful of those you are working with. You have to be mindful of the team members. You have to be mindful of those you are managing, as they won't know what to expect. Especially when you have to change it quite often, they'll be confused. And that can affect the performance and the quality you want to bring. Now, the question now, after all this leadership style, the question now is, can you change your leadership style? Maybe after you've listened to all the things I've said and you are going to research more, because this is just a theory. I mean, this is just a short one. So you need to ask yourself, oh, okay, so this is the leadership style I'm using. Is it really worth it? Can I change it? Can I can I integrate it with other styles? Or can I change it entirely? Or start all over again? Because at the end of it all, it depends on what are you expecting from your team members? What are you expecting from those that you are leading? So your style you are using must resonate. Firstly, to keep them comfortable, and at the same time, get them to do the job on time. So can you change your leadership style? And the answer is yes, you can. While it may take some time and effort, you can always change your leadership style and improve your process. If one style is not working for you, you can change it around. The first step to making changes is recognizing the needs for the change. Why do you want to change that leadership style? Whether this comes from direct employees' feedback, because you've requested them to make a comment about your leadership, you've given them an opportunity to feedback on how you are leading them so that you can improve yourself as well. So noticing that goals aren't being met. Maybe the leadership style you are using is not meeting the goals you want to achieve. Or people seeming to experience burnout. Identify this is the first step. Maybe that is the time you see that the rate of absentees, sickness is high in your organization. Maybe it's the style you are using that is not helping. Because guess what? No matter the situation, you need people. No matter the task, the visionary you are, you need people. You cannot do it alone. A tree cannot be a forest. So then next, you need to prepare yourself for change. Firstly, you've analyzed it. Is it working? Why is this happening? Why is the response? Why is the feedback? Then the next thing is prepare yourself for change. For example, your leadership style may be effective for your team, but you might have a more challenging time connecting with stakeholders. In this case, you wouldn't want to throw out your current style, but you'd want to identify what it is and is not working. And this, get curious and begin to work of adjusting the way you lead. How to choose the right leadership style for you. There are many ways. I'm not going to talk about it here because there's no more time. But for you, you need to research it. How many ways to find a leadership style that works for you? Because of this, it can be tough to know where to begin. But it is okay to begin all over again. If you are not sure what leadership style will work for you, these steps can help. Just a little step. How to choose the right leadership style. Get to know yourself. Know who you are. Know your ability. Know your potentials. Know your capability. And know also your strengths and your weakness. Outline your values and the challenges that you want to solve. The challenges you want to work on to solve the problem. Then watch leaders you respect. That's where mentors and coaches comes from. Every leader must have mentor. So watch them closely. Majority of mentors have gone through what you are going through now. So they can give you advice. So you can observe them. You can read their books, listen to their tapes and their audios, and gain more. Borrow more knowledge, like I borrowed more knowledge from Demercy here. You can't know it all. So you need to watch leaders you respect. Try different leadership style. Oh yes, you can. We've mentioned 11 styles, leadership styles here. Maybe you need to pick one and try it as well. It could work. Or integrate more than one or two or three so that you can be effective leaders. A leader. Find a business coach or mentor. I've said it before. Ask colleagues and leaders for feedbacks of how are you doing? How well are you doing? Some of them will give you critical feedbacks. Some of them, it could be negative one, but be willing to adjust, be willing to accept the critics and turn it around to make yourself better. Complete a leadership style assessment if there is any, or you can create one yourself. And I know if you want to create yours, you can search for many. Okay, so leadership style assessment. Leaderships carry a mix of the leadership style mentioned above. At the root of the style leadership expert by Bill Talkbet and David Rock says are what we call action logic. I'm not going to go through that, but I believe that you can research for that. I mean, that is place you will get all these individualities, individualist, strategists, achievements and opportunities, diplomat, expert. So that's how you will assess your own self. That's how you will assess your own leadership. You need to assess yourself before you choose the leader style you want to use. Okay, right. So deciding between different leadership style. There's no single style best. Leadership style. No figured out what is the best for you. It's you that you will need to choose the kind of style. You need to choose according to your capability, your ability, and also where the position you find yourself. You might be the manager of an organization. You might be the leader of a nation. You might be the leader of a club or a society or community. So when you know yourself and you know the kind of position they've appointed you, then you can now choose. When you've already assessed yourself, then you can choose the leadership style you want to apply. Some of us can be extroverts. Some of us can be introverts. You need to read more about that if you want to know more about yourself. So once again, I want to say thank you so much. Your action is your leadership. Attitude and bold, and be in high confidence, and be brave to be the driver of your team in your car or your lorry. Everything in life requires hard work, dedication, commitment, sacrifice, investment, honesty, integrity, and gratitude. This is your time, my people, my fellow leaders, to achieve and become a better and effective leader. Don't give up. It might be tough, but it's worth it. How you do things and how you treat others matters. And it's also going to down on your own state of mind and mindset. Let me also say this, that negative mindset, you make decision to stay still instead of advancing your skills, your knowledge and career. But positive mindset sees failure as an opportunity to learn and advance rather than evidence of failure. You can unshackle yourself from negativity and make more positive choice. Start developing your skills, your leadership skills. Start improving it, enhancing your ability through education. Growth mindset can be derived from your strength, or your strength can be derived from growth and positive mindset. The difference between positive mindset and growth mindset is this. Positive mindset see all that side of the situation and turn the present situation around. But your growth mindset analyze the situation and find the real problem and find the solution. And that is where your leadership style will come in. Because if you don't assess it and the situation or the challenges given to you, you won't be able to solve the problem. But when you know, analyze it, you will know the right leadership style to use during that time. Most of the important things that you can do is to embrace a growth mindset as a leader and start feeding your mind with right information. And that is the mindset that will allow you to dream big, push the boundary of your ideas to new level and make a change and stand out to be distinguished. Growth mindset will get you to be committed to learning. So keep learning as a leader and improve. We always make them to know life, and learning is a process. Growth mindset will allow you to grow big, push the boundary. The difference between good and bad results is often down to one thing: mindset. And mindset is everything. Thank you so much for listening to me today. And I believe you've all enjoyed my inspirational nugget of wisdom. Thank you so much. Okay, sorry, I've also pushed, but let us come early so that we can start, because all this waiting for 10 minutes, 11 minutes for some of you is also affecting our program. So please come early. Tomorrow will be different. Tomorrow is not going to be in the morning. It's going to be in the evening, so that I'll be able to do some other things with my family before coming to lecture you. So Saturday and Sunday is around 4 o'clock. I think Dr. Lonson will confirm that. Confirm that. But before then, this evening is another time. If you haven't joined us on the WhatsApp, yesterday I was sitting down nicely because I was off yesterday and I was learning great stuff from Dr. Lonson Tom. If I can learn and I'm gaining and I'm getting better understanding and I'm applying it to my own leadership, I see no reason why any one of us can give any excuse. And guess what? It's on WhatsApp. I believe majority have WhatsApp. So let's join and learn and know and get better. So this evening at 8 o'clock Nigeria time, 7 o'clock UK time, and other time. So join us that time. Another thing I would like to say as well is that there is assessment. You don't go for this kind of program and not do assessment. Assessment is for you to show us that you've understood what we've taught you. So please do the assignment, the number one assignment, please, and submit it as soon as possible. And also there is a certificate. So my dear leader will tell you more about the certificate of this diploma, that you can acquire it and use it for your looking for job, or for your CV, your profile, and for your leadership and for your business and for your company. Thank you so much. I hand over to Dr. Lawson Thompson. I know many of you will have so many questions, but I am being conscious not to stay too long on this place. But if you still have questions anyway, ask your question, but let it be brief, very brief. But meanwhile, I'm hand over to Dr. Lawson Thompson.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. What a wonderful day. In fact, even though I know too well that where I am is a little engaged, but I have to attend this class, leadership style. This is one thing that a lot of us do make mistake. Some of us, even here on this platform, do not know the kind of style that God has blessed us with. And here we find ourselves hearing from the horse's mouth, hearing from the inspirational leader, and our mama indeed. Mama, thank you so much. Thank you. May the Lord strengthen you. Yeah, bless you so much. Yeah, friends, we have heard 11 types of leadership style. I think on WhatsApp we did a little because I know too well that we are going to dive into it fully. We only touch brief on it some. I think that was the day before yesterday. But here we are, we have heard the 11 type of leadership. So you choose one, but I will urge you to choose the best. We are still going to talk about it a little in the night by 8 p.m. So I will urge you not to miss out. We have already posted the link here for you to join the WhatsApp class. The WhatsApp class, to me, is one of the good areas that technology has brought before us. You can stay on your bed while you are going through it. You can even stay on your dining table chair while you are going through it. So it doesn't take much of your time. And at the end, you will still return back to that same platform and go through it one after the other. So please do well to join the WhatsApp class. And also, our mama have talked about the assignments. It is not all that fair that we should find ourselves in this kind of learning environment. And when an assignment is being given, one or two people will be attending to it. It is not fair. Please, if you are yet to submit yours, as I speak with you right now, we only have 6 people that have so far submitted the assignment. For you to see how discouraging it may be, but we are not discouraged. So try your best, get your assignment done, submit it. We have an email that you can send your assignment to, or you send it to me directly on WhatsApp, or you send it to our mama here. Any area you know it will be best for you to submit your assignment, please. We have given you these 3 options. My own personal self on WhatsApp, our mama, you can send to her, or our official email. Try and do so. We will not just end on this assignment because another assignment is coming. So try and submit this one. At least let the deadline of this submission of this assignment be today, because you may not know what will come up tomorrow or next tomorrow. But try your best to see how you can meet up this particular task given to you. We are doing our own best. Then also the certification area. Some people have started booking for their certificate. We will release the certificate immediately we end the class, which we are ending this class on 31st. So this certificate will be released to everybody on 31st. So if you have made payment for yours, because the certificate is not free, but the training is free. If you have made payment for this certificate, please, you are going to get your certificate on the last day of this event. So to those that are here to do theirs, please meet us behind the scene, which is on WhatsApp, because the account details is on the WhatsApp section. Make your payments there. It's not much. is $11. In Naira currency, 10,000 Naira. So try your best and get yours. We know how much we spend while obtaining ours, but we are not going into that area. Thank you, and God bless you. See you in the evening. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Dr. Lucy Thompson. I think one person has asked for us to repost the first assignment. I'm trying to do that. I think I've posted the wrong one. So bear with me 2 seconds. I'm going to post it to you. Post it on the chat box for everyone to be able to do the assignment and send it to us. So I'm sending it now. The first one I sent was incomplete. So this is the one. Please note about that. Let me see. Can I do that? Hold on. I don't know what's happening, but let me see. It's giving me a message. Try again. Okay, I'm gonna try it again. So no, it's not allowing me. Is it possible to post it yourself, Dr. Lonson? I posted the wrong one. No, not the wrong one, but the incomplete one. And I want to post yes, please. If you can post it, let me see if I can do it. If I can't do it, then I will want you to do it for us, please. Let me see. I'm trying. Your message is too long. Okay, that is why I can't post it. Okay, so you will need to contact us to get it because the right assignment is too long, so I couldn't post it on the chat box. So if you want the assignment, please contact us and we'll be able to, or please also, those that can contact me, and those that will be joining the WhatsApp group for this evening. I'm sure Dr. Lonson will post it again, please. If you can repost it again this afternoon so that they will be able to do it before the next section this evening. That would be great, Dr. Lonson. Okay? Okay, yes. Dr. Lonson have done it. Good. Yes, so we have about 13 questions. I hope you've seen it. Please copy it and answer those questions and send them to us. That is the way we know that you've really gained from this diploma. Like we said, this is not just ordinary teaching. This is a diploma teaching and diploma program. So I will encourage you all to do justice to that. So apart from that, thank you so much for joining us and listening carefully for my own part of this section. Anything you want to say? Let me just give 3 minutes to anybody that wants to say anything. Do you want to contribute or ask questions? Thank you so much, Dr. Lukman, for joining us today, my PA. Thank you, Ambassador Emmanuel. Thank you also, Dr. Lonsi. Thank you, another name, Engineer Wilfred Okeke. I think it's your connection because we are missing you, seriously. You are on the platform, but we can't hear your voice. Sister Comfort, thank you for coming back today to join us. And Dr. Lukman, do you want to say anything before we go?
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you. Yes.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. Yes.
Yes, we can.
We can hear you. Good morning. We can hear you quickly, because we need to leave.
Good morning to everyone. I thank our teachers and Dr. Lasson for this teaching. In fact, it is so educative, so informative, and I've learned a lot of things. And it's a great honor to be attending something like this because nobody is island of knowledge. You'll be learning one or more things every day in a piece of life. And you cannot go through life without meeting challenges, meeting problems, meeting something to be solved. And this is where we can see solutions to our problems, to our challenges. Thanks very much, our teachers, our tutors for this teaching, and we hope to attend more of it. Thanks very much, Mark. Thanks very much, sir. Thank you, everybody. Once
Okay.
again, my name is Lukman Odiadini.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And we really appreciate your time today. So feel free to join the WhatsApp as well. If you don't have the link, you can ask me and I will send a link to you for this evening. WhatsApp.
All right.
Okay. I see my brother Emmanuel raising your hand. You want to say anything quickly?
No, not really.
Not really. Okay. All right then. Okay, so let's finish up this place and say thank you so much for joining us today. Tomorrow is another day, but it's not 10 o'clock. It's going to be in the evening around 4 o'clock, I guess. Please check and clarify the time before joining. So tomorrow is another day, Saturday, Sunday. We're going to continue with this program of leadership and management. And also, I want to give honor to Dr. Lonson. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share and also giving me opportunity to research and also to learn. Because if I don't learn, I can't come to the platform and share. So thank you so much for that. And now I'm going to end this program today. Please join us in the evening. God bless you all. Bye-bye.